Hello there, everyone. This is Andre, the Game Idea Guy. Thank you very much for lending me your time and your ear and listening into another idea that I know would work out well for the Wii U. And it's an odd combination, but at the same time, I'm kind of interested in it. And that's a Lego Legend of Zelda game. Um, and obviously, I'm not the only one who thinks this is an an honest idea. An obvious, no, face palm there, an awesome idea. I don't know why I couldn't get that word out. But obviously, I'm not the only person who thinks that this is an awesome idea because there's quite a bit of different artwork and like posters and things I've seen online that people made for this concept, and I'm like, Nintendo, WB, we know the Lego team does a good job on the games, and Legend of Zelda is a popular franchise. And 30 years, this would have been a good idea to just like throw out there alongside of the main game launching later on this year, and it hasn't happened. Just think of it like this: it's a game where you don't have to play with Link; he's an option. You can swap out for Impa, Zelda, Ganondorf, Tingle if you wanted, the Happy Mask Salesman. Uh, I almost said Tabitha, but I don't think there's a character called Tabitha in The Legend of Zelda. I'm thinking of the Bug Girl, but I can't remember her name right now. Swap out for Midna, Imp form, or her Twilight form, or Garahim. Uh, I can keep tossing up names. Errol, his sister from Wind Waker or Wind Waker HD, whichever one you played. Terra, the pirate version of Zelda. Uh, I can think of a bunch of different things. Ravio from A Link Between Worlds, or Hilda from A Link Between Worlds. They could have set it up to do anything pretty much. And you can use any variety of weapons or whatever, any different. I wish I'd stop getting tongue tied. A vast variety of different items and weapons, like you have the hook shot, the master sword, the Kokiri sword, the great fairy sword, the big Goron sword, which is more like a knife to them. Um, I just listed off a bunch of swords. The boomerang, any variant of the boomerang, like the magical boomerang, the one that uses the wind. There's so many different variants of that damn tool. Uh, I don't know if the Wind Waker would make much sense unless you're using it as like a melee weapon and it conjures up wind as you're using it. That actually wouldn't be a bad idea. That actually would not be a bad idea. I'm surprised that just slid into my head like that. Uh, there's a multitude of different things that they could do with it, but it would just be interesting. Like they don't have to follow necessarily any main story path either. They could just make up a story. Like it doesn't have to fit the chronological universe of Zelda at all. It could, like I said, just be a random BS story put together just for the fun of it. People might get mad because you might actually hear Link talk, but I mean this is a Lego thing, so you wouldn't really necessarily restrict it the same way you restrict the main franchise to having certain types of storytelling. So it's one of those things that it would be a good idea. Hell, they don't even have to just stick it on the Wii U. They can put it on 3DS too, or a different version of the same thing. But I mean, either way, it's a good idea, and it's something that I think Nintendo should consider if they haven't already. Um, I know I'd like to see. I'm not like a big fan of the Lego games, but I'd play that. I'd play a Lego Legend of Zelda game. I was about to say a Legend Lego of Zelda. Man, my words are getting twisted up for this video. Uh, I know I'd enjoy it. I know there'd be a ton of other people who would enjoy it, and this would also be something for Zelda fans to latch onto, and it could open up the doors for other Nintendo IPs getting Lego versions of them. Like Star Fox could be essentially be a great game for a Lego version. I don't want to say Metroid. Metroid to me, I don't think really I mean, it could be done, but I don't really think it makes much sense to do it with Metroid. Mario definitely is like that one should be obvious. But they've got tons of IPs that they could do this with, and they could use this type of partnership to bring interest to franchises that aren't around anymore. But they could start off with something that's quite a bit more popular, like Zelda, and draw people's interest into that, and then have a partnership with WB. Even though I don't really want to say that, but they have a partnership with WB that could get them those specific titles. I mean, because it's worth doing. I mean, make it in a place to play kind of like how Lego City Undercover plays, but give it a Legend of Zelda theme, and you've got like a good game right there. You've got something people would be interested in, and it would be fun to play and interesting. But they have to find a way to not have the loading screen take so long. From what I've heard, the game loads forever. So, but that's about it. That's really where I am. There's not much more I can add to this particular idea because obviously the Lego style games are a particular style, and this would just be an interesting thing to throw on top of it and see what they could come up with from it. But that's it, yeah. Thank you guys very much for listening. Keep your eyes and ears out for more of my stuff, and until the next time, enjoy your games. Peace out.